I am Miss Hill and I'm here to say, let's open up book and read today. Books are hip, they're cool, books will help you in school. If you read with me, here's what we'll do. I find reading fun with you. Hi, I'm Miss Hill and I'm here to say, let's read together every day.
Manny and the Magic Keys, a gift from Papa. Book 1. Written by Sherabim Joy.
Vroom, vroom, Manny chanted happily as he pushed his toy dump truck across the playroom floor. He was about to place his favorite stuffed animal into the driver's seat when he heard the jingling sound of keys. "Mommy's home!" he squealed with delight as he jumped up to greet her as she walked through the door. "Hi, Mommy!" "Hi, Manny. How is my big boy doing today?" Mommy asked as she leaned over to kiss his cheek and give him a big hug. "I'm fine, Mommy," he responded. Before Mommy was able to put her pocketbook down, Manny's next question was, "May I play with your keys, please?" Mommy chuckled and gently patted Manny's head. Manny loved to play with his mommy's keys. They were shiny and came in all different shapes and sizes. Best of all, they clinked and clanked together when Manny shook them. "I'm sorry, Manny, but you cannot play with my keys," she said gently. "The last time you played with them, you lost them, and it took us 2 days to find them." Manny's eyes filled with tears. He was very disappointed that Mommy had told him no. "Don't cry, Manny. I have a surprise for you," Mommy said, as she reached into her purse and pulled out another set of shiny keys. "A surprise for me?" Manny asked excitedly. His face immediately lit up. "Yes, a surprise for you. Papa had an old set of keys that he no longer used. He wants you to have them to play with." Manny smiled ear to ear and jumped up and down. He had his own set of keys. "Yippee!" he squealed with delight as he reached up and took the keys. "Thank you, Mommy." "You're welcome, Manny. I think that you should call Papa and tell him thanks as well." Manny jumped for joy. He loved his Papa with all his heart. He always looked forward to being able to see him or speak to him. Manny ran and grabbed his mini iPad so that he could FaceTime with Papa. Manny dialed Papa's telephone number, and after a few rings, Papa's smiling face appeared on the screen. "Hello there, Manny," Papa greeted cheerily. Manny giggled. Papa always added a lot of O's when he said hello. "Hi, Papa. Thank you for the keys." Papa chuckled. "You're welcome, Manny. I have a secret to tell you about the keys." "Really?" Manny asked. "A secret?" "Yes, Manny. I have a secret to tell you about the keys. Lean closer to the screen and I'll whisper it to you so Mommy doesn't hear." Manny leaned closer to the iPad so that he could hear the secret. "Okay, Papa, what's the secret?" he giggled. "Shh," Papa said. "The secret is that the keys are magic." "Magic?" Manny exclaimed loudly. Papa chuckled again. "Yes, Manny, they are magic." "How are they magic?" Manny asked as he fingered the keys. The keys looked plain and ordinary to Manny. Papa lowered his voice and whispered, "Shake the keys, 1, 2, 3. Blink your eyes and you will see a shiny red door with all of your favorite things." "A shiny red door with my favorite things?" Manny repeated excitedly. "Yes, Manny. All of your favorite things will be behind that door," Papa assured him. "When the door appears, unlock it with the keys and all of your favorite things will magically appear." "Okay, Papa, goodbye. I'm going to hang up now so that I can try them out," Manny exclaimed. Manny was super excited. He wanted to try the keys right away, but Mommy made him eat his dinner first before she allowed him to go to his room to play. After he finished his chicken and rice, Manny grabbed the keys and ran straight into his room. He remembered the instructions that Papa had given to him. "Shake the keys, 1, 2, 3. Blink your eyes and you will see a shiny red door with all of your favorite things." Manny did exactly what Papa had told him to do. "Oh boy," Manny shouted. Right before his eyes was a bright, shiny red door, just like Papa had promised. "Wow!" Manny exclaimed as he took the keys and unlocked the door. The door swung open, and before Manny's eyes was a beautiful, sparkling river. As Manny stood in amazement, a huge white rubber duck swam up to greet him. The duck smiled at Manny and introduced himself. "Hi, Manny. My name is Mr. Quack Quack. Please get in." Manny jumped up and down with joy and grinned from ear to ear. Rubber ducks were one of Manny's favorite toys. Manny climbed into the back of the rubber duck and they began to swim away. "Where are we going, Mr. Quack Quack?" Manny asked curiously. "We are going to see all of your favorite things," Mr. Quack Quack replied. "Yippee!" Manny exclaimed. "What are we going to see first?" he asked. "Just sit back and enjoy the view," Mr. Quack Quack said. Manny leaned back into Mr. Quack Quack and looked up into the sky. It was a warm, beautiful, sunny day. As Manny stared up at the clouds, he noticed that they were starting to change shape. "Mr. Quack Quack, those aren't clouds," Manny said in amazement. "Those are balloons." Mr. Quack Quack chuckled. "You are right, those are balloons," Mr. Quack Quack said. Receiving balloons was Manny's favorite part of birthday parties. The balloon clouds began to float to Manny, and he reached out his hand to touch them. Each time he touched one, they would change into different colors. There were so many pretty colors. Manny was having a blast playing with the balloon clouds. He was having so much fun that he almost missed the surprise that they were passing. The sound of vroom, vroom caught his attention, and he looked to the right of Mr. Quack Quack to see where the sound was coming from. Right in front of him was a huge dump truck, just like his favorite toy truck that he played with at home. However, there was something different about this dump truck. He stared at the truck until he finally realized what was different about it. It was the wheels! The wheels were not wheels at all. The wheels were strawberry and vanilla frosted donuts like the ones Mommy brought him from the donut shop. Mommy did not buy them often because they were very sweet, but when she did, they were good. Yummy donuts were one of Manny's favorite things. Mr. Quack Quack continued to swim down the lake. There was a bend in the lake ahead. As Mr. Quack Quack reached the bend and made the turn, he asked Manny, "Look to the right and tell me what you see." Manny looked to his right and he immediately squealed with delight. Before his very eyes was a life-sized Echo. Echo was Manny's favorite character on the Crunchy Munchy Kids show. Manny had a stuffed Echo doll, Echo pajamas, Echo books, and Echo games on his iPad. He loved Echo. He couldn't believe that Echo was here in person. Mr. Quack Quack swam up to land so that Manny could talk to Echo. Manny jumped off Mr. Quack Quack and ran up to Echo and gave him a huge hug. "I love you, Echo," Manny exclaimed as he hugged him. "I love you too, Manny," Echo responded. Echo and Manny chatted for a long time about what Manny could expect on the next Crunchy Munchy Kids episode. "Okay, Manny, it's time to go," Mr. Quack Quack called from the lake. "Okay," Manny said. He hated to leave Echo, but he knew that there were a lot more things to see. Manny waved goodbye to Echo as he jumped back onto Mr. Quack Quack. As they continued to sail down the lake, Manny realized that he was starting to get hungry. He had worked up a big appetite since dinner time. "Mr. Quack Quack, is there anything to eat?" Manny asked. "Oh, yes, there is," Mr. Quack Quack said. "Just look straight ahead." The sun was shining brightly, so it was a little hard for Manny to see because he did not have his sunglasses with him. As he peered into the distance, he thought he saw a waterfall. As they sailed closer, Manny blinked his eyes in amazement. It sounded and looked like an ordinary waterfall from a distance, but it wasn't. Instead of water flowing, it was applesauce flowing. It was an applesauce falls. Applesauce was Manny's favorite snack in the whole wide world. He would eat any applesauce flavor. Peach, cinnamon, strawberry, mango, and cherry were some of his favorite flavors. Mr. Quack Quack sailed up to the applesauce falls so that Manny could taste it. Manny opened his mouth wide so that the applesauce could pour in. This was the sweetest and smoothest applesauce that Manny had ever eaten. He ate and ate and ate until he was too full to take another bite. That was so yummy," Manny said as he patted his belly. He leaned back on Mr. Quack Quack, feeling happy. He thought he would burst if he tried to eat any more until he noticed that the rocks at the bottom of the applesauce falls were not rocks at all. They were cubes of cheese. Manny loved to eat cheese. It was his second favorite snack in the whole wide world. Manny was stuffed, but he could not resist tasting the cheese. He reached over the side of Mr. Quack Quack and took a pinch off of a cheese cube. My goodness, the cheese was delicious! This time Manny realized that he truly was too full to eat anything else. He plopped back down onto Mr. Quack Quack and sighed heavily. He ate so much that he was beginning to feel as if he needed a nap. "Manny, are you feeling sleepy?" Mr. Quack Quack asked. Manny was having a ton of fun, but he had to admit that he could barely keep his eyes open. "Yes, I am," he admitted. "Okay, Manny, it's time to take you home," Mr. Quack Quack said. Mr. Quack Quack continued to sail down the lake, and Manny drifted off to sleep. Manny was awakened by the sound of a choo-choo train. Choo-choo! He looked up and saw a long train as colorful as a rainbow. "All aboard!" He heard a familiar voice call. Manny thought he recognized the voice, but he was still a little sleepy, so he wasn't sure. Manny hopped off of Mr. Quack Quack, gave him a big hug, and thanked him for spending the evening with him. As he approached the train, a shiny gold ramp unfolded for Manny. Manny skipped up to the ramp, got on the train, and quickly found a seat near the front of the train. "All aboard!" The familiar voice sounded again as the doors of the train closed and began to pull out of the station. Manny rested his head on the back of the soft train seat and let out a sigh of happiness. Manny didn't think that the day could have ended any better than with a train ride. That is, until he heard the familiar voice again, this time saying, "Tickets, please." "Oh no!" Manny cried out. He didn't have a ticket. He didn't know what to do. He was afraid the conductor would throw him off the train. "Tickets, please," the voice boomed again. Manny looked up, and the conductor was standing by him in a blue uniform and hat. Wait a minute! This wasn't just any conductor. The familiar voice of the conductor was his papa. "Papa!" Manny squealed as he opened his arms to hug him. Papa let out a hearty laugh and gave Manny a high five. "Ticket, please," Papa whispered into Manny's ear. Manny giggled. "I don't have a ticket, Papa." "Oh, but you do. It's your magic keys." Manny pulled out the magic keys from his pant pocket. "Papa, I had so much fun today." Manny began to tell Papa about all the favorite things that he had seen. "I'm so glad that you had a good time, Manny," Papa said. "But now it's time to go home." Manny wished that his adventure didn't have to end, but he wanted to get home so that he could call his cousins DJ and Corey and tell them all about his adventure. "I know, Papa," Manny smiled as he held up the keys. "Okay, Manny, to get home, just close your eyes, then shake the keys 1, 2, 3, and in your bed you shall be." Manny closed his eyes and shook the keys as Papa had said. "Manny, Manny," Mommy called. "It's time to wake up and get ready for school." Manny rubbed the sleep out of his eyes and stretched. He opened his eyes and was confused at where he was, and then he realized he was back in his bed in his room, just like Papa had said. Manny jumped out of bed and realized that he had fallen asleep with the magic keys clenched in his fist. He couldn't wait to get home after school to play with the keys again. He knew that he wasn't dreaming, but that he had gone on the adventure of a lifetime. The magic keys were the coolest gift his papa had ever given him, and he was going to play with them every day. Manny thought to himself, I wonder what my next adventure will be. The end. It's random acts of kindness time. It's random acts of kindness time. For today's random act of kindness, smile at someone. It could be a family member, a neighbor, or a complete stranger. A smile spreads kindness and cheer. People come in different sizes, different colors, shapes, and names. Although we're different on the outside, inside we are just the same.
press the subscribe button to tune in for the next story time with Miss Hill. Thanks for joining me for today's read aloud. Remember, what makes us all different makes us special. You are so special and so loved. Thanks for joining in, and I'll see you next time.